prehistoric movies and stuff like that. Hey, you tired of all the silly, nonsensical movies about marijuana? Well, your time has come. Because filmmaker Cliff Roth is about to debut the Stoned Channel, which he calls the thinking person's pot comedy. If you'd like to find out more, stonedchannel.com. And here is Cliff now. Hi, Cliff. How are you?
Hi, Gary. Thanks for having me.
Okay, now, why do you think there haven't been more thinking man's pot comedies? I mean, you just don't seem to see those.
Well, I think maybe, the film that I've made, The Stone Channel, is kind of geared towards a college-educated, a more mature kind of an audience, I think, that's... I don't want to limit it to the baby boomers, but I'd say it's kind of for the baby boomers who grew up, and maybe in a way it's a generational kind of thing.
Is it? I saw this thing about a comedy channel about a home shopping network for pot smokers.
Right, exactly. The film is about what happens when a big corporation takes over a fictional TV channel, and they decide to institute drug testing. And it kind of focuses on one man's predicament in dealing with this and the civil rights issues. And it's not a film at all about drug dealers or about kids smoking pot, which I think a lot of films have erroneously focused on. Kids under 21 or under 18.
But I'm a spokesman for the dumber potheads. Will they enjoy the movie too about
sure.
non-potheads?
Sure. There's something in it for everyone.
Okay.
In fact, we've released the soundtrack CD ahead of the film, which is available.
Oh, you have?
At www.stonedchannel.com.
Stonedchannel.com. Again, it comes up.
That's one word with no hyphens, no spaces. STONED channel.com.
I got you.
It's available on Amazon as well. And the whole film actually started with a short that I made almost 20 years ago, Reagan Speak Out on Drugs, which was a humorous edit of the original speech that Ronald and Nancy Reagan gave to the American public from the White House back in 1984. And it's humorously edited, to say the least.
Okay. I always thought that Cheech and Chong Up in Smoke was pretty doggone intelligent.
Oh, yeah.
But you don't think so? I mean, this is a totally different thing, then, right?
Yeah. Well,
you don't have to smoke pot to enjoy Cheech and Chong in Up in Smoke.
No, you don't at all. In fact,
the part where he comes up to the car, the cop comes up to the car, and all the smoke's billowing out of the car.
Absolutely. My mother-in-law loves the album, by the way. It's got one of the tracks on there is called "Those Were the Bongs."
Now, your mother-in-law, though, she doesn't touch the stuff, right?
No, she's never tried it.
Those were the bongs, my friend. Is that what it's kind of like that?
Yes. Exactly. And, in fact, there's clips of it available at the website, stonechannel.com, that people could listen to as a real player on the Internet. Part of the idea of the film is just to make people think about the minority rights of the 80 million estimated Americans who have tried marijuana. It may not be the majority of the American public, but it's certainly not, it's a substantial minority, put it that way. It's not a fringe minority.
Did the actors smoke out while on the set at that point, when they're doing this whole thing? Are they really smoking pot?
Let me emphasize that the film does not advocate that anyone should ever be smoking pot on the job at all. And when we shot the film, we did it in a very straight manner. There was one instance where we were shooting in a TV studio, and three guys are supposed to be smoking a joint, and we were very careful to always use mint tea.
Mint tea.
We had a funny kind of run-in with the police back in New York City, shooting in a park, where I actually handed the policeman a baggie filled with mint tea and said, "Smell it, take it out yourself." And he said, "Okay, go on shooting."
That's
anyway,
great.
So we worked with these mint tea joints through most of the shooting, but in one instance, we were shooting this TV studio. Three actors are sitting around. It's kind of a scene reminiscent a little bit of Easy Rider. They're smoking a joint, and one of the actors actually slipped in a real joint. And this is, a very low-budget independent film. I'm shooting on 16mm film.
You can afford real joints at this point. You had to go back to the tea stuff, right?
Yeah, exactly. Well, I didn't quite realize what was going on, but I noticed, as the director of the film, I noticed that I had to keep doing retake after retake, and nobody could remember their lines. And then, I figured it was the most expensive scene I shot in the whole film.
Because the guy snuck in a real joint, nobody. But you're thinking, boy, enjoy the angst they're showing and the absolute. I mean, the look in their eyes. They really got that down, but they just can't remember anything.
It was very realistic, I guess.
So again, if you want to see any of this, you go to StoneChannel.com. You find out more, right?
Yeah, the film is going to be having its premiere in Berkeley, California, in October 15th, 16th weekend at the Berkeley International Video and Film Festival. And we're hoping to have DVDs and VHS out shortly thereafter, probably late October. But as I mentioned, the album, the Stone Channel, is available now, StoneChannel.com.
All right, so you elected on Berkeley instead of Jackson, Mississippi.
We shot a lot of we didn't really get into what the home shopping part is about, but basically it's like a home shopping club for marijuana. And we shot all that at these studios in Berkeley, California.
All right, very good. Cliff, thanks so much for your time, okay?
Yes, thank you.
We'll see you later.
Bye-bye, Gary.
This is the BBC.
This is the BBC.
700 WLW.